Hello, my name is Chris from Obsolete Performance, and this is my 1996 Mazda Bongo truck. So I bought this truck to replace a 1992 Honda Active that I had, which I really liked. However, I had a few problems with it. The main problem with it was driving on the highway. I needed something that I could get parts from junkyards and various other places if I'm picking up wheels or whatnot. The problem with the Honda Active is on the highway, it's not very good. It's very low powered, it's very lightweight. So when you get past, you're kind of stuck doing 60 miles an hour on the highway. When you get past my semi truck, it tries to pull you into another lane. It's not very comfortable to drive on the highway. I wanted something a little bit better. The other problem I had with the Honda Active is the area that I live in. I'm in Connecticut. So Rhode Island has banned K trucks. It's hard to register a K truck in New York. Massachusetts has just started banning them. So I was really worried that one day I would wake up and see on Facebook or Twitter or whatnot that Connecticut decided to ban K trucks. So I wanted something that I feel as though they won't care about. There's a lot of political climate on the K trucks because of the size of them. This is a lot bigger. This has an 8-foot bed. It's a diesel powered engine, a lot more horsepower. So I feel like they're a little bit safer in that regard for it being banned. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why I bought it to replace my Active, was the fact that I didn't want to wake up one morning and find out that, hey, I can't drive my truck around anymore to go get parts. So this Mazda Bongo is powered by a 2.2 liter diesel motor, making 69 horsepower at 105 foot-pounds of torque. This particular one is two-wheel drive. The reason why I got two-wheel drive was for two reasons. One, two-wheel drives are always cleaner. Every single four-wheel drive I see in auction is very beat up, rusty, interiors tore up. I'd much rather just have a clean one versus having it four-wheel drive. The second is, if it's snowing or I need four-wheel drive, I generally don't need a bed. I have a Volkswagen Touareg as a daily. I have a four-wheel drive diesel Corolla. If it's snowing, I'm probably gonna drive either of those versus this. Another kind of interesting thing on this particular Bongo is it's single rear wheel. So the rear wheels match the front. Most of these are dual rear wheel in the back, and they run 12-inch tires in the back. The reason why they did that was because on this truck, the bed height is very high. On one with dual rear wheel with the 12s, they set the bed much lower. It's a little bit easier to get stuff in and out of. This one's a little difficult. It's kind of high, but it doesn't bother me that much. Anything that goes in heavy is gonna use a lift and whatnot. So yeah, I wanted the benefits of being able to rotate my tires, a little stuff like that. Also being able to find wheels. The dual rear wheel has a very weird bolt pattern. It's like 4x150 in the rear. Can't really change wheels in it. There's nothing in the US that uses that. You get the tires, but the wheels, you can't replace them. Okay, so one thing interesting about this vehicle is it was owned by a machine shop called Nakane Saiko, who makes valve seals for MPR, which makes rings for engines as well, out of Fukushima. When I bought this vehicle, they gave me all of the repair documentations for this vehicle. So when I bought it, in the back behind the seat was a whole like folder full of receipts and everything for the repairs for this thing, up to 70,000 kilometers. This vehicle has 130,000 kilometers on it currently. Everything from timing belt to steam clean the engine, to steam clean the chassis, all kinds of receipts. So it's been very well maintained. Another thing that I got super lucky about on this car was the fact that it has AC. When I bought this, in the auction sheet, it says it doesn't have AC. I don't know if it was because it was optioned after it was built, or they added it or whatnot, but even on the VIN, there's a panel on the door, it says it doesn't have AC. So I've been driving this around for, I think, a couple weeks now, and every time I drive it, I just have to compare it to my Honda Active, which I really liked. But like, for example, these seats are much more comfortable. They hold you in better. The Active seats are basically like padded lawn chairs. The other thing is the power. Like, I get that this is only 69 horsepower, but the Honda's 35. So it's definitely not as slow, even though it's much bigger. The other benefit it has, which was big for me, was the fact that the carrying capacity is much higher. It's over double. So the Honda Active converted can carry around 770 pounds. This in the bed can carry 1,860 pounds, which is great for when I need to run out and grab a ton of pellets during the night. I like for winter and whatnot, so we can stay warm at the house and I don't have to break out my Touareg with the trailer to grab pellets. I can just jump in the truck and have them put it on with the forklift. It's very nice in that way. I do have a few complaints about this truck. One, I don't like the rear window. It's too small for me. Even though like your headrests are right here, I would prefer it to extend completely across the whole back of the truck, even just for a styling reason. But a very minor complaint there. It gets about 28 mpg, so I'm pretty happy with that, especially in a truck this size. So basically the plans with this truck is I'm going to leave it basically stock. I do have a set of wheels for it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to put on or not. Haven't really decided that yet. I will be installing a radio in this, so I will make a video based off of that and doing a radio. I need to do an oil change on it in the next 500 kilometers. Other than that, very basic things. I do also want to try to put sound deadening in it. I have some leftover sound deadening from when I did my Toyota Corolla diesel, because that's an industrial vehicle. It made a lot of noise in the back, so I insulated it. So I want to also try to insulate this because the 2.2 liter is kind of loud. My friend has a 1.5 liter version of this truck, and it doesn't sound as loud in it, but the 2.2 I feel like has a lot more imbalance from the engine because it's so big and a 4-cylinder. So it does kind of translate a lot of noise into the cabin. I can hear a lot of noise under the seats, so I do want to try to insulate that. And what I would like to do is actually get a decibel meter to do a before and after on it on the highway, because it's just one of those things I find very interesting when you do stuff like that. Another thing about the power on this vehicle is I've driven on the highway multiple times. I actually went and picked up some wheels with this and all that. Driving it at 70 miles an hour, holy crap, it is so much more stable than the Active. The Active would do 70. I have driven it 70 multiple times. Not great. I don't think it's very great for the engine either, because it's around 5,000, 5,500 at 70 miles an hour on an Active. This, it just purrs down the road. It's so smooth. It drives really nice. It's very stable. If a semi truck passes me, I don't feel like that I'm gonna get sucked off the road because of the size of the Acti. And if you love your K truck, that's fine. I mean, I like them as well, but for the use cases that I have for this truck, a K truck just can't do it. So that's it for the overview on the Bongo. If you guys have any comments, leave them below. If you have any questions, leave them below as well. I answer any of them that come up. If you have any recommendations on what I should do next on this, I also have a couple projects that I want to debut. I have a Ford Festiva I'm turning into a track car, just a fun budget track car. I could also do a much larger overview on my Toyota Crown if you guys want it, or my Touareg. That the reason why I have a Touareg versus Japanese cars or Japanese adjacent cars like the Festiva. So yeah, this is Chris from Obsolete Performance. Stay safe out there and have a good time.